Hello there, Tina. Are you there? I just had to talk with you about something rather quickly if you had the time. You do know about the family vacation that we're all going to be going on soon, don't you? I was just curious if you were actually thinking that you were going to be coming along with us. I guess what I'm really trying to ask is that you don't really think that you're a part of this family, do you? Because if you do, then I really just think that you need to wake up and face the real world. You are a nobody to us. You're nothing. And you are certainly not, nor will you ever be a member of this family.
Hello, Rachel. It's just so lovely to hear from you. Thank you so much for double-checking my schedule. Yes, I was, in fact, thinking of going on the trip, if you must know. After all, you were all going to go in our car, isn't that right?
Yes, we were going to use your car, but I don't see why you think that that gives you a right to come along with us. I mean, do you really need to tag along?
Well, it's been a long, long time since my husband and I have gotten to take a trip. But I remember that Dan mentioned wanting to stop at a nice brewery that was going to be on the way and asked if I wouldn't mind driving so he could drink a little. So actually, another reason why I was going along is to make sure that everyone can have safe, responsible fun. You actually have nothing to worry about, you see. I'll be the one driving.
Oh, please. What kind of stupid little excuse is that? Is that really the best you can come up with? You think you deserve to go with us just because you can drive? Anybody can drive, you know?
Sorry, did you even read the other messages I sent, or did you just zero in on the bit that you didn't want to hear?
Don't you get smart with me, young lady. I just want you to realize that you are not a part of our family and you never, ever will be. So quit trying to force your way into this vacation when you don't even belong. Don't you understand how rude you're being?
I really don't think that I'm being rude at all. If anything, you're the one trying to put me down and make me feel bad. But I'm afraid if you're not really going to change your mind about me at all, then all I can ask that you do is just have the patience to see the trip through to the very end. After all, it isn't like we all go on trips all the time together or something.
Well, of course we don't all take trips together more often. Who in their right mind would want to go anywhere with you, huh?
I fully understand what you're saying right now, Rachel. I have my own thoughts on the matter as well. But I don't think that we should be having this conversation via text. Maybe we could meet in person and talk? Because otherwise, I'm going to pick you all up in the car tomorrow at the time we all agreed on.
I just don't get what my little Dan was thinking. I mean, what drove him to marry a no-good, nasty woman like yourself? Not only is your personality awful, but you're older than him as well. I mean, he must have so much patience in dealing with you. You know, he used to date gorgeous women who were younger than him and knew how to show respect to their mother-in-law. Maybe if he had married one of them instead of you, then I would finally have a grandchild by now.
Sorry, are you talking about the ex-girlfriend that Dan had who stole all of his money and then ran away?
I don't really know all the details of why they broke up, so don't go quizzing me about my own son's love life. All I'm saying is that my son would be much, much, much better off with a woman who was younger than him.
If all that matters is age, then I guess that means I'm better for Dan than you are, isn't that right? Or am I misunderstanding the point that you're trying to make here?
Of course, that wasn't what I was trying to say, and you know that. Ugh. You really can be such a frustrating person to deal with, do you know that? I knew that I should have never ever allowed my son to marry someone like you.
Oh, I know exactly what you meant, but would you like to know how? It's because you've complained about my age to me over and over again. I mean, aren't you bored of having this same conversation all the time? I don't even need to guess at what you might say next because we've already done this several times.
And I'll say it as many times as I need to for you to get it through your head that you are too old for my son and that you were never going to be a part of this family. If you don't want to hear the truth about the matter, then you can just pack up your bags and leave. Otherwise, I'm going to keep pushing and pushing and pushing until you're at the very end.
The very end? What are you talking about now? The very end of what?
The very end of your wits, of course. And then you and Dan will finally get a divorce and I can start working on trying to set this family straight again. That's all I really want out of this.
So basically you're telling me that your whole purpose with treating me this poorly is just to get me to divorce Dan? Well, I don't know how many times we're going to have this conversation in that case. But if you are going to be saying the same things over and over again, then so will I. And I am telling you for the I don't even know how many time that Dan and I aren't getting a divorce, okay? So don't bother waiting, don't hold your breath, and don't think that any kind of miracle is going to happen for you.
Well, we'll just see about that, won't we? I wouldn't be so confident if I were you.
Well, I don't need confidence when I know that Dan and I have no intention of splitting up ever. I just know it won't happen. Anyways, if this is all that you're going to be saying to me now, I think I've had my fill and I'll be taking my leave now. I'll see you tomorrow when I go to pick you up with Dan. Hey, you were standing right behind me, weren't you? I know that it was you behind me in line. You pushed me into the bathroom and were holding the door closed so that I couldn't get out?
What on earth are you talking about? I didn't do anything, dear. But I guess it was bad fortune that someone just let that big, heavy crate slide right in front of the bathroom door, trapping you in there. But at least you won't have to worry about needing to use the toilet since you're going to be stuck there for a long, long time.
What is the matter with you, Rachel? Is this supposed to be some kind of prank or something? Because it isn't funny. What are you trying to pull here?
Well, isn't it obvious? I was just locking you in the bathroom, that's all. I sure hope someone comes by soon to let you out of there, though.
I don't get it. Why would you do this to me? I mean, Dan and I go to pick you up in the morning so that we can all enjoy going on a little vacation together, and you lock me in the bathroom? Are you really just going to try and keep me trapped here while you just drive away? Do you really think that you're going to get away with this? You've gone way too far right now.
I think the only person that was taking things too far was you. I told you that you were not welcome to come on this family vacation of ours, and you just didn't listen. But now at least we'll finally be able to enjoy ourselves in peace without you.
Well, I'm so happy that you're pleased with yourself right now, but just how long do you think that happiness is going to last? Hold on a second. Why can't I get a hold of Dan? Why won't he pick up my calls?
Well, that's because I told him that I'd hold on to his phone for him, of course. And then I'm going to tell him that you told me that you had an emergency come up. And I'll tell Dan all about how you had to leave early and called a taxi to come and pick you up. And then we can get on with our vacation and you can have fun waiting for someone to rescue you from the toilet.
Are you kidding me? Please tell me that you're not serious about that. Have you guys already left? Did you really just abandon me here?
That's right. We're on the road far, far away from you now. So your fate is out of our hands now. I just hope that someone comes along soon to let you out. Otherwise, you could be in there all night.
So you're sure that it's a good idea to just leave me here then? Is that really what you want to do?
Of course, that's what I want to do. What kind of question even is that? I thought I made it clear that I didn't want you coming on this trip at all.
All right, then fine. Have it your way. But just don't say that I didn't warn you. I hope you both get where you need to be safely.
Dana, are you there? I really have something that I need to talk to you about right now. Where are you? Please tell me.
Let me guess. Things went exactly as I thought they would for you. I heard all about how maybe an hour after you left me, you got on the freeway and ended up in a huge accident. I just hope this serves to teach you a lesson about what you did.
But where is everyone right now? Where are you? Where's Dan? Is Dan okay?
Dan is fine, actually. You were the one who sustained the worst of the injuries. But honestly, just what were you thinking? I mean, you realized that there wasn't anybody else to drive, right? I was coming along because I would have been the only other person capable of driving. But then you just had to go and pull your little prank and put our family in danger in the process. Tell me, though, was it worth it?
You have no idea what you're talking about at all. I was in the car. I know how to drive.
Oh, really? Do you? Because if you did know how to drive, then just how did you all end up in that accident then, huh? I mean, you're lucky that you got away with just having your hip broken. You could have lost your life. Don't you realize that? You were acting like a complete idiot, and lo and behold, something bad happened to you.
What did you just call me? How dare you say that to me when I'm the one who got in an accident? I mean, sure, it had been maybe a decade since I last ever drove, but still, a car is a car and I know how to drive. I just didn't think that there'd be so many other cars, and I forgot how fast you have to go on the highway.
So basically, you didn't know how to drive, is what you're saying then. In fact, is your driver's license even still valid, or were you just driving around with an expired license? You know that means you could be arrested for what you did, don't you?
Wait, what? You think that I'm going to be arrested?
I mean, you were the one who was behind the wheel of the car. Who else would be liable? Dan and your husband were drinking, so they weren't going to drive, and the only sober person there was you. But you clearly don't know how to drive anymore, and you don't even have a valid license. You were driving, you caused the accident, it's your fault.
But that isn't fair. It's not like I forgot how to drive. Besides, it's not my fault that I can't get a new driver's license. It's those darn people at the DMV who refused to renew it for me.
That's right, I had almost forgotten about that. I remember you mentioned that before Dan and I were even married. You mentioned how you told me that you would never be able to renew your license again. Not only did they think you were getting too old, but you had too many strikes on your last one.
But it isn't fair. They sent me to their stupid little driving school. I took all their classes and they still had the nerve to not give me a new one. Surely you must agree that this is horrible, right? I mean, who are they to tell me that I can't drive when I know that I can drive perfectly well? Am I really going to be arrested just for a little fender bender?
Fender bender? Rachel, you are literally in the hospital and unable to move because of the accident that you caused. Not only that, but you could have seriously injured your son and husband. How can you be so focused on yourself when all that might have happened?
Well, I guess that does make some sense when you put it that way.
And that's why I was telling you that I needed to be there to drive. But you had to act completely delusional. You locked me in the bathroom and then just drove off without me.
Please, Tina, there's no need for you to take this kind of tone with me. Don't you think I've already been through enough with all of this? You must know that I never ever wanted any of this to happen, right?
I don't care what your intentions were. Who even gets in a car thinking that they intend to cause a crash anyways? I'm not blaming your intentions. I am blaming the thinking that led up to it. You acted completely irrationally and got your family into a car accident. And that's not saying anything at all about how you locked me in a public bathroom and then just abandoned me.
But I just wanted to take a vacation with my family. Is that really so bad?
But you didn't even get to have that vacation. You all didn't even make it to the destination we were all supposed to be at by now. Why couldn't you have just waited until we all got there before you started trying to bully me? I understand that you didn't want to be around me and that you were worried that I was only going to annoy you, but surely being annoyed has got to be better than being injured. And to think that this is going to be the last real memory we have together before Dan and I cut you out of our lives entirely.
Wait a second, what are you talking about? Why would you and Dan cut me out of your lives?
I've already talked to Dan about it, Rachel. I told him all about the horrible things that you say to me. And now, with all that's happened for the vacation, he just can't tolerate you any longer. In fact, he was already going to talk about this with you before we even went on the trip, if you must know.
Hold on a second. Now that you mention it, Dan did say that he had something important he wanted to talk to me about. You're telling me that this is that? He wanted to tell me that he didn't want me around anymore?
That's right. And there's one more thing that you should know, Rachel. I'm pregnant.
Wait, what? You've got to be kidding me. Why am I just hearing about this now?
You're only hearing about it now because I know that letting you know any sooner wouldn't have been good for me or the baby. I mean, do you have any idea just how stressful it already is talking to you like this? I knew that if I told you I was pregnant, you would be trying to control my life. I talked to Dan about this and told him that I don't know how I was supposed to go through with this if you were going to be constantly breathing down my neck about every little thing. So we talked and said that the best thing to do would be to put physical distance between us all. So we're going to be moving away.
But this is all so much. I can't handle all of this news at once. How is this happening?
It's happening because we didn't want you to know a word of it, but now that we're about to cut you out of our lives anyways, it doesn't really matter. That, and you never even gave me a chance to speak about my life to you. You were always just interested in putting me down. But now you've gone and made a mistake that can't be undone. And in doing so, you've confirmed every fear about you that I've had. And you've shown your son and husband that you're nothing but a mean bully who doesn't deserve the loving family she has.
But wait, Tina, please. If you're pregnant, then this changes everything. I mean, can't we just pretend like nothing ever happened? We can just put all this behind us, can't we? Why didn't you ever tell me about this?
I literally just explained to you why I didn't tell you. Did you even read the messages that I was sending you? I told you that you were just going to try and interfere with our lives even more if you know that I was pregnant. Dan and I were going to use this as the chance to cut you out of our lives. That's why you didn't know about it until now.
But then you mean you're not even going to let me meet my own grandchild?
Well, it's going to be hard for you to meet them anyways if you're behind bars for what you've done.
Please don't say things like that. Huh? You really can't think that they would throw an old lady like me in jail.
I'm sorry, but the law is the law. Do you really think that you're above just because of your age? Either way, you're not going to be our problem anymore. We want nothing to do with you ever again, and we are going to be cutting you out of our lives. Whether or not you get arrested after this, it really makes no difference to me at all.
Just wait, Tina. You can't be serious about this, right? I mean, you're really just going to abandon me during my time of need like this. Please, I had no idea that you were pregnant. That really would have changed everything. I promise that I'll change. I'll help you raise them well. You have to believe me.
We do not want you to have anything to do with our child at all, Rachel. That's the whole reason we're going to be moving as far away from you as we can. Just stay out of our lives and don't come looking for us. Do you understand?
So then you're really serious about all this? But I never even gave Dan permission to do this. You can't just leave me.
I'm afraid that we've already made up our minds and we're going to be moving out. That is final. Just remember that you're the one that's going to have to explain all this to your husband. You're going to have to tell him that you were so horrible to me that you pushed me and your son away to the point that we never want to see you again. In the end, Dan and I moved away. A few months later, we heard through the grapevine that Rachel was discharged and free to go back home, but that her husband was waiting for her there with divorce papers. She was in the hospital for so long recovering that you would have thought she learned some kind of lesson, but apparently it wasn't enough for her husband. Thankfully for her, the other driver in the crash was kind enough to not press any charges on Rachel. But she was still left all alone, without her husband, son, or grandchild. I have no idea how she's getting along now. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.
Hey, why is the janitor grandma talking with all the other employees like she's on their levels? I was just talking with Chris about this, and there's no way you're trying to flatter all of them, right?
Flatter? Why would I be doing that? I see that you and Chris have decided to get married, so congratulations for that. I look forward to hearing more about that from you two in the coming weeks.
Well, I'm not happy to hear you congratulating me when you're just a stinky old janitor. Why are you even here? You're not going to ask me to invite you to my wedding, right?
Angela, are you sure there isn't some sort of misunderstanding here?
Please don't call me by my name. I have no idea why it seems like you're on the good side of all the other employees here, but why are you even allowed to be talking with all of them?
Angela? Are you really asking me that question? Did you not listen to anything that was told to you when you were hired to this company?
Yeah, I remember them saying that you are the janitor for this company. That's what the CEO was talking about, right? But to be fair, that whole speech I was given was so boring that I dozed off during most of it. I was even looking at my phone more than the whole introduction presentation.
I'm aware that right now you're in your office working, so do you think that's the right time to be messaging me?
That's not something you of all people should be worried about. I think you should be more worried about your own problems within this company, right?
What problems do I have then?
You have no other skills to use within this company.
hence you being a janitor, which is awful for someone your age. Don't tell me that you're also not married. I know that I never want to be your age and still having to work as a janitor cleaning the whole office building. You must hate your husband if you're married.
I'm married, as a matter of fact, and I do not hate my husband, nor does he have anything against me.
You're in your 50s, right? Do you really have anything more to your future now that you've stooped so low as becoming a janitor? Well, I guess at your age there really is nothing left in your future for you. I feel bad for you, but that's your current reality.
So we really do have a misunderstanding here. If you really have an issue with me that you'd like resolved, why don't you talk with Chris about all of that? Because continuing to talk to me as though you want to start something with me will not land you in a good place. So what do you want with me, Angela?
If you really want to know, I'd like you to disappear. I know that you seem to have good relations with a lot of the other employees here, but I'm sure that's what they're all thinking as well. You wouldn't want to keep talking to them all, knowing that, right? You'll start to look bad in front of Chris. And even worse, if he saw me talking to you, he'd think twice about me. I finally found a good man to marry, and I don't want you ruining that for me.
I wasn't planning on saying anything about this, but I think it's best that you go into the company's website and look into this company just a little bit more, okay?
Huh? What are you saying right now? I'm not going to listen to what some janitor tells me to do. And to be honest, I'm not planning to stay within this company forever anyway. Do you really think I'd stick around in a company like this for the long haul? No way. And to be honest, I don't have any drive to do work here either. So I think I'll just sit around looking cute for all the others, and that should be enough to get my salary. Haha.
So you plan to leave this job anyway, I see. Now I understand the full picture here.
I mean, look at me. I'm too good looking to work, so I plan to become a housewife soon. So really, this job is just for play until the wedding comes.
Well, with that kind of confidence in yourself, just be careful not to take too large of steps when you're on thin ice.
Huh? What are you trying to say?
I don't really have much else to say, but Angela, I think taking this job a bit more seriously will benefit you plenty. So to start, can you please take another look through the company's website and study up a bit more on this place? Now I need to get back to work. Please excuse me.
A janitor still trying to act all smart with me? Why are you here right now?
Huh?
You're just a janitor, so you shouldn't be here with everyone. Did anyone even invite you to this wedding to begin with? Get out of here! Now!
You've really gotten far with this whole misunderstanding, haven't you? And you went as far as to pour wine all over me at this wedding. Is that really something the bride should be doing on her special day?
Did you really think that because this was the wedding for a couple of company employees, you'd be invited to join? Well, I'll have you know that I do not view you as one of my coworkers. You just clean up the trash. You're not even a real employee.
Well, I suppose I'm not just some ordinary employee, am I?
Why is this janitor grandma even at my wedding today?
Can you please stop trying to belittle me due to your misunderstanding? I think you'll find what you're doing is not at all okay.
All you know how to do is clean up the toilet, so what makes you think you know what's okay and what's not? Wait, could this mean you're here to clean up the reception hall's toilets as well? Well, if that's the case, you can join all the other janitors here and get on with your work. But just make sure you don't come in during the rest of the wedding because you have no right to.
You may think that what you're doing to me is okay in front of everyone here, but to tell you the truth, you're being quite the nasty person at the moment.
I'm not going to take that from a grandma that smells like bleach. You're just here to clean up our mess. So why were you talking to all my guests? You smell bad, old lady.
Never thought you'd actually be willing to take things this far.
Well, it's not my fault that you thought you were invited to my wedding. Maybe if I come and spill some beer on you as well, you'll understand you're not wanted. go home.
Can you at least let me stay until the speech is over?
Shut the hell up and go home.
If you let me stay a little longer, I'll go home. I'll make sure to stay out of the wedding and everything for you after that. But if you just give me until after the speech, you'll understand everything a whole lot more clearly.
I'm so very sorry about everything. Can you please accept all of my apologies? Where have you run off to?
Even if you'd like to continue to apologize to me, you're far too late. You have the wrong idea about me, thinking that I was a janitor instead of the CEO of the company, and then going as far as you did is not forgivable. Are you happy now?
I really never knew that you were the CEO of the company, though. You didn't seem like the kind of person to be a CEO, so I had no clue.
Even though your fiancé Chris asked me to come here to give the wedding speech for you two, I never thought I'd end up on the stage covered in wine thinking twice about taking him up on his offer. I'd like for you to be thankful that I never once brought your name up in a bad way during that speech.
Even if you didn't bring up my name during that speech, you already threw everything into chaos. When you said that someone threw wine all over you, you gazed directly at me for everyone to see. Now even Chris knows that it was my fault.
Well, sorry for that. Both your fiancé and his family were in great surprise, and now the wedding has been canceled, right?
That's not all that happened, though. You saw what else happened, right?
Oh, I sure did. I think everyone saw what happened, right? You and your fiancé got into a huge fight up on stage and everyone began to panic.
And worse than that, Chris and his family have gone up and left me here after they had enough of me. Making me fall into hell in only a matter of seconds is going way too far, don't you think? And the rest of my coworkers just sat there without supporting me and have left me with a failed wedding. Don't you think this was too much?
What do you want to say, Angela? You poured wine all over me and now my dress is stained and I doubt any of it will come out. Do you really think any of your coworkers would support you after seeing that? No wonder they all came up to ask me if I needed help.
So you're going to think that all of this was my fault then? All I did was get a little confused over some things.
Angela, what are you really trying to say here? Can you tell me why you started texting me in the first place again?
I want you to apologize to you.
Well, you're not really apologizing to me right now, are you?
I'm sorry. It was my bad for spilling that wine on you. But I never once thought that things would get this out of hand. I've apologized to you now, so can you forgive me?
Even if you feel bad for what you've done, I'm way over trying to make up with someone like you.
Not only did a ton of my guests leave, but so did my fiancé and his family. What should I do?
Chris again already came in to apologize in person. He said he never knew that the woman he planned to marry was hiding so many things about herself, but he's right to say sorry for that because you've really shown everyone just the kind of monster you really are.
I'm sorry! I'm apologizing to you, so shouldn't you forgive me at least?
I'm not upset with you or anything.
Huh? Is that so? Well, then we don't need to worry about all that then. Let's get this wedding back on the rails.
I'm not upset with you because I've given up on you, so I'll not be coming back to that wedding of yours. And even after today, I have no desire to ever see you again. First, I'm going to ask that you pay for the cleaning of this dress after you stained it so badly. And if it cannot be cleaned, I'd like you to buy me a brand new dress to replace it.
You want me to pay for it to be cleaned? That's pretty expensive though, isn't it?
Well, it won't be as expensive as the cost of the wedding's cancellation fees.
Are you trying to kill me? My wedding's already been canceled and everything, and you expect me to suffer more.
And not just that, you're also fired.
Huh?
The next time you're in the office, you'll come to my office and we'll have you go through an exit meeting on all reasons for your dismissal. Make sure you're there on time to listen to the HR team and I.
What are you saying? Fired? Well, why should I be fired? You can't just fire me for this. You don't even have the right to do that.
Have you forgotten who I am? I have every right to tell my HR department to fire you. It's all my company after all.
You're lying, right? You can fire me that easily? Didn't you just say that you're not upset with me? Yet you're still not forgiving me for any of this? Please, just say you forgive me already.
Even if I wanted to, I'm too stubborn to let myself forgive you. I'm not mad at you, Angela, but I'm not forgiving you in any way. I really just don't want you around any of my employees anymore. I've heard from one of the department managers about how much you slack off. And you told me before that you plan to leave this job soon anyway, right? You'd said you'd be happy when you became a housewife and could leave the company. But it seems you're not going to become a housewife at all now, right?
Why is all of this happening to me? I wasn't the one that did anything wrong here.
So then who are you trying to say is the one to blame for all of this?
It's your fault for wearing janitor clothing at work. When you had all that dirty clothing on, there was no reason for me to think you were the CEO, right? I bet you were trying to hide this from me as a way of getting me fired.
So you seem to be far too upset to even properly rationalize now. The reason I was wearing janitor clothing that day is because I respect the janitor work within my company. That day I chose to help around the office to show my respect to everyone and make it clear that I was always thinking of everyone's needs. Was I wrong for being so kind?
I'm sure that's what you thought you were doing.
You already know very well that you blaming me for hiding nothing from you isn't going to work here, right? You showed me that you don't respect anyone within my company, especially the janitorial staff, and that's unacceptable. So I'm going to have you leave. And whether or not you can become a housewife or not now, I'm going to make sure that you're no longer in the company and are away from me.
But you already know that my marriage is on thin ice. Please, Doris, can you talk to Chris about all of this?
I will most definitely not.
Why not, though?
Not only did you say very rude things to me thinking that I was the janitor, but you also spilled wine all over my dress at your wedding. I'm firing you not only on my own behalf, but also on the behalf of all the employees within my company, including the janitorial staff. And no matter how much you try to complain and cry about what is being done to you, there is no stopping the inevitable from reaching you.
Please, 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 don't say things like that now. I did want to quit at some point, but I don't want to leave the company in the current situation. If I'm not able to make things right with Chris, what will I do?
Well, I suppose we don't know what'll happen between the two of you, but maybe I can find use for you within my company.
Really? So I won't be fired, right?
But that's only as long as you work as a janitor.
Huh? A janitor? You're going way too far now. Are you trying to make me look like an idiot in front of everyone?
Look, that's what I'm talking about. You really haven't learned a thing from all of this talking. You've just sat there spewing out garbage and not taking a single word of mine into consideration. Well, if you're not going to be able to work as a janitor within my company, then there's no other positions that I could put you in. As for your wedding today, congratulations. I hope you and Chris will have a great life together. Well, that's only if you and him can get along anymore, right? In the end, the wedding was cancelled, and the idea of the two getting married fell apart very quickly. And since Angela's mental health was ruined, she no longer showed up at the office ever again to speak with HR, and so she was fired without an exit meeting. But later on, she began to stalk Chris, as she still thought she had a chance at getting his trust back. However, after having multiple run-ins with him, where he told her to stay out of his sight, and that she was no longer on his mind, she resorted to standing outside his house and watching him through the windows. This didn't end up going any better for her, and she ended up having police called on her at one point, and was taken back to her parents' house, where they proceeded to kick her out and she became homeless. The dream of becoming a housewife for Chris has now become anything but reachable. She may be in a very tough spot now, with nowhere to really go, but this is all part of the prize she won for being so disrespectful to Doris. Her best bet now is to really learn from her mistakes and take the right steps in changing her life back the way it was, minus the horrible attitude she had.
I've got really good news! Wayne's gotten a job! And guess what? He's going to be earning enough money for us now, so we don't need you anymore! You can leave and do whatever you like! He's finally gotten a job? That's great! I was starting to worry that he would never become independent. It's been 2 years since he graduated from college, but in all that time he hasn't done anything. It would have been a waste of his education if he just sat around sleeping and eating and surfing the net all day long like he's been doing. So this is a great start. I hope he can make the most of what he learned from college and do something that he loves. He's still young, so he's got to experience more of the outside world. Where did he get the job? There's no need to talk about your little brother like that. What do you mean? I just said what I thought. I'm wishing the best for him, and lounging around at home with me paying for everything he eats and you doing all the housework for him isn't what's best for him. He needs this job. You're his big sister. Can't you be happy for him? I don't understand how you could be so cold. He worked so hard in college, so of course he deserves some time to rest and enjoy his own time before getting a job. You didn't even get into college, remember? So don't act so high and mighty. You're just a high school graduate. Didn't get into college? That's how you remember it? That's a fairly lopsided memory of what actually happened. It's not that I couldn't advance to college because I didn't have the grades, and it's not like I didn't want to go. I did want to go. Like, badly. First off, no one would pay for my tuition and entrance fees, and I couldn't even set up a student loan because I couldn't get someone to be my co-signer. On top of that, I couldn't even use the money I had saved up for my part-time job to attend a short course because I had to get a job. And the reason that I had to get a job was because someone was complaining that I was living off of them, namely you, Mom. I had to give up going to college and had to earn money to help pay for the bills because you asked me to, Mom. No, you coerced me. I didn't have a choice if you weren't going to help me pay the fees. I've been working ever since I graduated from high school and putting all my salary into this house. I've given up a lot, and you want to look down on me for being a high school grad? You must be joking. So what if I stopped you? You wouldn't have been able to graduate like Wayne did anyway. I knew that it would be a waste of money to send you, so I got you to do something more worthwhile. You should be thankful that I saved you 4 years of your life. Anyway, you shouldn't make such a big deal about the salary you make. It's practically pocket money. Don't be so big-headed. You can stop bragging when you make more money. Until then, you don't have the right to act like you're better than your brother. Pocket money? Are you being serious? I work hard to make money, and I think I can say that you're pretty much living off of the food that I buy with that salary and warmed up because of the electricity bills that I pay. And you think you can look down on it as pocket money? You've got to be kidding me. Just how special do you think you are? Even though you only went to high school. Why don't you just acknowledge that you're not as smart or skilled as you like to make yourself out to be? I've been putting $2,000 into this house every month for the past 10 years. I think I'm entitled to a little bit of gratitude. Don't you think anything of the sacrifices I've made? Gratitude? For what exactly? I think you'll have to remind me what I'm supposed to feel grateful for. When I first started working, I wasn't making a lot of money, but I knew that I had to work harder so we wouldn't have to worry about buying things we wanted. So I did my best to get promoted and finally got a pay raise a few years after I started working. But ever since my salary increased, I've been paying for almost everything, every month, without fail, for 10 whole years. I hardly ever spent money on myself and never complained. Even when I couldn't buy the clothes I wanted and couldn't go on holiday with my friends. I only recently started earning enough to put aside some money for myself, but even that's not a lot. You can't expect me to save a lot when over 95% of my salary goes towards this house. And you don't think you have to feel grateful? It's not like I expect you all to thank and bow down to me, but I definitely didn't expect you to be this indifferent to the sacrifices I'm making. Don't you feel anything at all? No, I really don't understand what you expect from me. It's only natural that you should take care of your family, don't you think? You shouldn't be so selfish. Anyway, I don't understand how you can make such a big deal over such a pathetic amount of money. Whether you put that money into paying the bills or not, it doesn't make any difference. More importantly, you should be grateful that I'm still letting you live in this house. You're already a grown adult, So you should be living by yourself or getting married, but you still haven't left. I am grateful, Mom. That's why I've been paying for everything. Then don't act so arrogantly over $2,000. I gave birth to you, so there's no reason for me to be grateful to you. So don't expect me to ever say thank you. I swear on my life that I won't ever say thank you. You don't have to swear on your own life or something like that. Anyway, I'm going to get back to work. I've got a meeting that I've got to prepare for, and I'm pretty busy, so we can talk about this another time. Oh, I almost forgot. I've got a business trip next week, so I'll be out of the house for a few days. I thought I should let you know now before I forget to mention it again. You're going on a business trip? You don't even make that much money, and you have to make trips for your company? Instead of working for a company that's so cheap and makes you work so hard, why don't you find a better place to work? A place that actually pays you more money. Though, considering how useless you are, I wouldn't be surprised if this is the best you can do. You're already 30 years old, you know. You've got to find someone to marry instead of spending all your time working at a company that doesn't even pay you enough. At this rate, you're going to grow old and die alone without ever becoming independent and making a family of your own. You should find someone while you're still young. Do you really have to talk to me like that? Like the choices I've made mean nothing? I don't regret focusing on my career, and I enjoy my job. Right now, I just want to save some money for myself so I can make the most of the time that I have. I'll look for someone when I feel like it, so can you leave me alone about that? There's nothing to rush. I'm going back to work. I'll see you later.
Hey, Maya. Can you lend me some money?
Again? No way. I don't have any more money to spare this month. I've already lost count of the number of times you've asked me for money these last few weeks. You can't keep on coming to me for money, Wayne. I don't know what it is that you want, but you should start saving up money yourself. I heard you got a job from Mom, so you don't have any excuses anymore. It's a good chance for you to learn how to budget your own money and to use the stuff you want as motivation to work. Unlike Mom, I'm not going to baby you forever. You've got to start standing on your own 2 feet from now on, okay? I'm saying this for your sake.
Jeez, Maya. You really sound like an old woman. I thought you were still 30. But if you're going to lecture me like that, I'm going to get you confused with Mom. I got a job, but it's not like I'm making a lot. I still don't have a lot of money. I just wanted a job so that I could get away from Mom and spend more time away from home. You're not here during the day, so you don't know it, but she's really annoying.
Even so, it's good that you got a job. She won't bother you so much and you'll have your own money. You can even move out if you wanted to. Mom's got a bad habit of being overprotective of you. Personally, I think you need to learn to take care of yourself instead of having Mom do everything for you. It'll be a good chance for you to become independent. Well, that's if she'll let you out of her sight. She might freak if her precious baby bird announces he wants to move out of the nest.
Freak? She'll have a total meltdown. Oh yeah, about moving out. Why are we moving to another house all of a sudden?
Huh? What do you mean?
We're moving house next week, right? Mom didn't tell me why, and all she would say is that she found a better place. But I don't get why we're moving next week. Can't we have more time before we move? Plus, my part-time job's closer to the address we have now, so I wish she would have warned me before deciding.
What? She never told me that we're moving. Are you sure that's what she said?
Huh? You didn't know? That's weird. But yeah, I'm pretty sure.
And did you just say part-time? I thought you got a full-time job somewhere.
Does that matter? A job's a job.
Seriously? Hang on. I still have some work to finish off, but I'm not done with you. There's a lot of questions I want to ask, so I'll call you later.
Hey, what about my allowance?
I don't have anything to give you, Wayne. Save up your own money. But I'll think about buying you dinner. What do you think?
Really? Thanks. I've been so broke, I haven't been out to eat in ages. But you can't take it back. You already promised to buy me dinner, alright?
Yeah. But don't expect anything fancy. I'm only taking you to the cheap family restaurant down the street. When we meet up, you've got to tell me everything about this new job you have and what you've heard from Mom about moving house. Maya, we've all moved without you. What? There's no point in living with someone that doesn't even earn that much money, so we've all moved out. When you get back home from your business trip, you won't have anywhere to live. If you really want to live with us, you'll have to earn twice as much as you do right now. Otherwise, we have no use for you. Do you understand? If you don't want to be out on the streets, you'll have to work harder. And that might be hard for someone who didn't even go to college, but that's not my problem. Are you being serious? You moved out because you think I don't make enough money? That I haven't put enough money into paying the bills? And you're telling me to make double of what I'm getting right now? What's wrong with you? Do I really mean that little to you? Is money really all you think about? There's nothing wrong with me. You just don't make enough money. So if you want me to tell you what our new address is, you should do whatever it takes to increase your salary. Even if that means finding a new job or a rich husband who will take care of us. If not, I'm not telling you. And I'll have to disown you for being disobedient and not being a good child to your parents. You must be joking. Are you trying to threaten me? I'm not joking at all. I'm absolutely serious. Wayne's gotten a job, and of course he'll be earning a lot more because unlike you, he actually had the grades to go to college. We don't need your pathetic salary if we've got him taking care of us. But if you manage to earn as much as he does, we might think about letting you live with us all. Mom, I get that you must think that I'm desperate to live with you guys, but to be honest, I don't really care. You can threaten me all you like, but I'm not going to fall for it. I like my job, and I don't have a problem with my current salary, so I'm not going to do anything you say. Oh, really? Fine. Then you'll have to make do, all alone. But are you really sure you don't want to know where we've moved? If you're adamant about staying in that low-standard job of yours, you'll be stuck with the minimum wage forever. On top of that, if you lose the house, you won't have anywhere to live. Where are you going to live if you don't come and stay with us? You'll be out on the streets, all alone, without any shelter or warmth. And once you lose a place to live, you won't be able to go to work anymore. You'll lose your family, your home, and the chance to find a new, better job, all in one go. Just because you've convinced yourself that you're better than us. But in reality, I'm sure you'll suffer a lot without us. Are you sure you want to risk that? Just imagining how lost you'll be is making me laugh. You realize that you barely sound like a mother anymore? You've moved house with the intent of making me homeless, or at least threatening me with it so I'll bring home more money. Say whatever you like about my methods. I'm saying all this for your sake. You should be making more money at your age, and after everything I've done for you, I deserve it. Have you forgotten that I gave birth to you, raised you, and fed you? I'm just disciplining you so that you'll learn to feel gratitude for the things people have done for you. Gratitude? You want to teach me a lesson on gratitude? The person who said that she would never say thank you to me for the work I've done and the money that I've put into this house? I've been thankful for you raising me. Always. But I don't understand why I have to be looked down on like that. I've done my best up until now, and I can't find any reason why I have to be treated like this, even if you are my mom. You're the one who should show more gratitude for the things I've done and given up for this family. You love to bring up the whole Maya's inferior to Wayne because she didn't go to college thing. But I didn't go because you wouldn't let me. Instead, I worked my ass off for over 10 years for you. You always conveniently forget all the things I've done, but love to bring up the fact that you raised me even though you treat me like this. You can't seriously think that I'd be satisfied with the salary you're bringing in. You only earn $2,000 a month. And what's wrong with me praising Wayne? It's the truth. Wayne's going to be earning much more than that pathetic little salary of yours because he was smart enough to go to college. We've all decided to move out without you. If you want to live with us again, you'll have to earn double. That's how you can pay me back for raising you up until now. Pay you back? Wow. I should have done this much sooner, but I'll be moving out too. Feel free to do whatever you like. I don't care what you do. It doesn't mean anything to me. I still have Wayne. Yeah, good for you. You don't have to tell me where you live. And I think you said that you wanted to disown me? That sounds great to me. I don't want to have anything to do with you either. I'm going to finally live for myself from now on. From now on, we're strangers. Are you happy with that? That sounds great to me. You were never good enough for this family anyway. I'm glad we can finally get rid of a weight like you. But are you sure you want to do that? Don't come crying to me if everything goes wrong, just like I said earlier. Honestly, you're too proud for your own good. That's why you'll never be able to be better than your brother. All I'm asking is that you find a job that pays you twice the amount you're earning right now, and I'll let you live with us. It's simple. You should just be a good girl and listen to what I say, but you never do. You've always been such a problematic child. I've had enough of listening to what you say. Listening to you made me lose out on going to college and made me waste 10 years of my life trying to please you. I can't live with you anymore, and this is a great chance for me to finally make a new start. I don't even want to think of you as my mother anymore, so if you've moved out, then that's perfect for me. I've always wondered if there was a chance for us to reconcile, but now that it's clear that we can't, it's like there's a weight off my shoulders. If anything, this situation is all to my advantage. I don't have to hand over all my salary to you, and I can find a place of my own. I can do all the things I've wanted to do and can finally spend all my money on myself. You may be really happy, but I'm over the moon. What? What's the matter with you? You're going to be homeless and all alone. You can't honestly be happy about that. What? I'm not going to be homeless. You really don't know anything, do you? It's a shame. But you've only got your lack of interest in me to blame. And I'm happy because I can finally rid myself of the toxic mother I've always had a bad relationship with. I'm the happiest I've ever been. And I'm going to be free. Free of you and your manipulation. I'm going to move to a new place, and I'm not going to tell you the address either. From now on, we're going to live completely separate lives. Goodbye! Maya, why won't you answer the phone? Hurry up and pick up the phone. I've been trying to call you since yesterday afternoon. You can't ignore me forever. I am your mother. Answer the phone right now! Mother? I'm sorry. I think you have the wrong number. I don't have a mother. What are you talking about? Don't be silly. I am your mother. Don't joke around. I need to talk to you about something serious. Oh, well, I think I used to have one, but unfortunately we cut ties last month and decided we wouldn't bother each other ever again. So, who are you? I'm not interested in talking to anyone who calls themselves my mother. I think I remember we had a fight like that, but you didn't actually take it seriously, did you? I didn't mean any of that. It's all in the past. Let's forget about that silly fight and make up. I want us to get on from now on. For me, having a mother is a thing of the past. Even when I still called her my mom, she didn't act like one. Don't joke about things like that. I'm being serious. I have something to ask you. We're in a lot of trouble, and you've got to help us. So listen to me properly. And I'm telling you that I have no obligation to listen to anything you have to say. We're not family anymore. You're the one that said I was just a weight, and that you had no use for me anymore. So what made you change your mind? We haven't been able to pay the rent for our new home, and we might be kicked out next month if we don't pay up. You've got to help us. I don't understand what's going on, but it looks like we need you after all. I'll let you know what our address is, so come quick. Please, forget about that stupid fight we had and come live with us. You say that, but what do you want from me? I don't see how I can help you. I thought I already made it clear before we cut ties that I've done more than enough for this family. You chose to ignore that and didn't think that you had any reason to feel any gratitude for the things I did, so I chose to start over. I'm not surprised about the situation you're in now. To put things simply, Dad wasn't bringing any money home, so it's only a matter of course that you couldn't pay the rent. What are you talking about? Your dad's still working. He should be earning more than enough. Just because you cut ties with us doesn't mean that you can be so rude towards your father. Besides, that's impossible. It seems that you thought the money he was earning was available for us to use on the bills and stuff, but that's a mistake. He was using all of that money to pay off the debt he owed, so he hasn't paid for anything these past 10 years. He hasn't put any money into paying the loans for the house, and he hasn't had any money to spare to even pay the bills. He couldn't afford to pay the mortgage, so we had to rewrite the contract for the house years ago. It was in my name when you all moved out, so I decided to sell it, since I didn't want to live there anymore either. What? The old house was in your name? That's not possible. Wait a minute. I need some time to process this. No! What are you talking about? That doesn't make any sense. Why would he put the house in your name? You still don't understand? Dad wasn't earning as much as you like to think he was. He was earning much less than me and had to use all of his salary on paying back the debt he owes. I think that the situation you're faced with right now is more than enough proof that his salary can't cover the rent, bills, and money you need for groceries. Don't you understand how useful my pathetic salary was now? I don't know what debt you're talking about. He should have already finished paying off the debt he owed years ago. Why is he still paying it off? What you're saying doesn't make any sense. You think he already finished paying it off? No way. That's going to be impossible. Do you even know how much he owes? It's an amount big enough that he won't be able to pay it off by the time he retires, no matter how much he works overtime. Even if he earned the same as I did, it would still be difficult for him to clear it all up. What? Plus, you were saying that you moved because Wayne got a job, right? I understand that you wanted to start a new life and a new home without me, but you really should have thought about it first. Or did you really think that I would cling to you and beg for you to let me in? And that you would get me to find a job where I would earn twice the amount I do right now? Please, Mom! Let me come live with you! I don't want to be all alone! I'll work harder and do everything you say! Is that the reaction you thought you would get? You must be kidding. Oh, man. You're the one that thinks too much of herself if you think that you can use your own daughter that much and expect her to be your slave forever. Of course not. It took me a while, but I finally realized that there's nothing I can do to make you happy or love me as much as you love Wayne. So I've given up on trying to get on with someone as toxic as you. You're nothing to me. I can't believe you would say that! You're a horrible daughter! I did all of this for your sake too, you know, so that you would finally realize that you should work harder for your parents' sake. But Wayne's my baby boy! He's going to be the one to take care of us when we're old, so I realized that we had no use for a grown daughter who isn't even earning that much and isn't even married yet. I just wanted to chase you out of the house before you caused any more trouble for us. You're just a waste of space! And I felt it was the best time to move since Wayne would be getting his first pay this month. I am tired of you playing the victim, Mom. Anyway, I'm saying that you shouldn't have decided to move so fast before even knowing how much Wayne would be earning. Do you even know where he works? And the hours? He barely works 20 hours a week. It's a part-time job at a convenience store. If he was by himself, he could probably get by, but is that true? He's only working part-time. Why do you even know that? Why would he tell you when he didn't even tell me? He told me that he was working for a major corporation, a really big business. He didn't say anything about a convenience store. He didn't say anything about how many hours he was working either. Well, I guess he wasn't lying. It's a convenience store that has stores all over the country, so it's true that it's a major business. But he obviously lied to you because he wants to meet the stupidly high expectations you have of him, so that you wouldn't judge him like you judge me. And because he wants to impress everyone. But I'm surprised you would actually move before confirming how much he was paid. You didn't even wait for his first paycheck before you decided. You clearly aren't looking reality in the face, Mom. You conveniently choose to ignore all the stuff I've done for you, but you believe that Wayne must be doing much better than I am just because he's your baby boy? Why does it matter whether it's part-time or not? I never knew you looked down on other people's jobs like that. You should be ashamed of yourself. It doesn't matter, as long as he's earning enough. $600. That's all he earns in a month. Like I said, if he was living alone in a super cheap apartment, maybe that would be enough. But I don't think it's enough to support the three of you, especially if you can't rely on Dad's paycheck. You're joking. That's all he earns? I thought he was going to get a lot more. You called my $2,000 salary pathetic. What would you call Wayne's $600? What's the saying? Oh, I know. Don't count your chickens before they hatch. I hope you finally understand how much I've done for this family. There's no way you'll make any of the payments this month or next month without me. Anyway, I doubt Wayne will be as generous as I was. He's more likely to keep all the money he makes for himself because he's grown into an adult with everyone around him doing everything for him. I can't believe this. Why didn't you tell me? We moved all this way for nothing. Then I guess we have no choice but to move back into the old house. At the very least, we won't have to pay rent there. So, will you give it back to us? I already told you. I sold it. You did what? I didn't give my permission for you to do that. I told you. I was paying the mortgage, so Dad thought it was only right that the contracts be rewritten in my name. I'm the owner of that house. Well, until I sold it. Which I had every right to do because you all moved out and I didn't want to live there anymore. And I'm warning you, you can't use any of the spare keys you still have to get in because the locks were changed when I sold it. It's already been sold and it's already someone else's property. If you try and get in, it'll be considered trespassing and you'll be arrested. I can't believe you. How could you sell the house while we were gone? What's wrong with you? Wait, is that why your dad was so worried? He was shocked when I told him you weren't coming with us, too. Was that all because he knew he couldn't afford to pay anything? I thought it was strange that he kept asking me where you were and why you weren't coming with us. But this must be why. Then what did you do? What did I do about what? You were saying that you were going to move. Where are you living now? You sold the house, so you must have gotten a lot of money from that too. Where did you move? I'm living in a penthouse apartment closer to my job. You're what? For the past 10 years, you've been looking down on my job, but I think I deserve a little more respect. I don't know what you consider worthy of respect, but at the very least, I've got my own office, and I've been entrusted with managing several major projects. So, I earn relatively a lot despite everything you say about me being inferior to Wayne and not earning enough money. I realize that I deserve to spend my own money on myself, so I moved closer to the city center to an apartment that has a great view of the skyline. You can't be serious! We're about to be kicked out of our house, and we can't even afford to find another place, but you're living in a penthouse apartment? That doesn't make any sense. If you've got the money to buy that place after you sold the house, then we deserve to live there too. No way. That's not happening. You asked for this. You were the one that planned to move out while I was away on a business trip and said that she wanted to disown me. Maya, don't be like that. You'll forgive me, won't you? I was so stupid. But I'm your mother after all. Let's forgive and forget. I just didn't understand you and didn't try to talk to you enough. I never knew how much you were helping us, but I do now. So can we go back to the way things were and help each other again? No way. Oh my god. This is hilarious. Just how convenient do you think I am? Maya, just think about it for a minute. You don't have to say no that quickly. We're going to be kicked out of our house. You've got to help us. Why should I? You were laughing about how I wouldn't have a home to come back to when I got back from my business trip. You didn't even tell me you were planning on moving. And now that you know the truth about who has the money, you're begging me to let you live with me? I don't even want to tell you my address. I don't want you coming anywhere near me. Are you being serious? Even though I'm your mother? Like I said, I don't have a mother. We already cut ties, remember? You are a stranger to me now, and I don't want anything to have to do with you. But if you pay me back all the money I put into paying the mortgage and bills in the past 10 years, I might think about letting you know where I'm living right now. Well, I think that's going to be impossible, so goodbye. After that, Maya blocked her mother's number and wouldn't reply to any of the messages her family sent her. Her mother and family ended up being evicted from the house they had moved into just weeks after they had moved in and had nowhere else to go. Maya's father was furious with her mother for the way she had treated Maya, so when they finally managed to find a small apartment to live in, he ordered her to get a job so she could help pay the bills herself and wouldn't let her come back until she had found a full-time job. As for Wayne, he disappeared when he got his first paycheck and never came back. It looks like he wasn't interested in taking care of their mother either, despite how much she had praised and favored him over Maya. But their mother only has herself to blame for not treating her own adult children with respect.
Hi, Evan. It's Tom. Can I ask you a question?
Sure, what's your question?
I haven't heard any progress about the project you're working on right now.
Oh, sorry, I'm working on it now. I got the edited document from you like 10 minutes ago, so I need to make changes.
You're still working on it? Seriously?
Yes, I mean, I could have finished it during work hours if you gave it to me a little earlier.
Okay, and? Are you blaming it on me?
No, I'm not.
This is what happens when you don't check everything beforehand. You are so useless.
I did ask everyone to see if they needed help with anything, including you.
You need to double check. I'm always busy unlike you, so I was probably not paying attention.
Sorry to say this, but you were looking at golf clubs online.
That's because I need to go golfing with the head of our business partner this weekend.
I didn't know about this. I should have been receiving emails from them too.
I got a call from them today, and it's just going to be the two of us.
I see. Anyways, I'll get it done by today. What time do you want this done by?
Within 3 hours.
Okay, I'll try and get it done within 2 hours.
Make sure you don't stay that long.
Why?
You're wasting electricity. It's not free, you know. Should I charge you for that?
Why only me? There are other people here also, and to be honest, I don't want to work overtime either.
You don't want to work in general, huh? Also, you are saying that you don't want to work overtime, but you probably leave some work undone on purpose so you get paid more, because the payment is better than your working hours.
Can you please listen to me first before you make that statement? I'm in charge of 3 big projects, so there's no way that I can finish all of it during work hours. So that's the reason why I need to work overtime. It's not because I get paid more, okay?
I shouldn't have hired an incompetent person like you in the first place. I need to talk to HR about this.
Why would you need to talk to them about me?
Because you're a loss for the company.
Really? I think I'm making a profit for the company.
How? You're working overtime on purpose, and you just chat with people during the day.
That's because I'm helping people with their work. I don't want to waste my time talking about things that aren't related to work.
Yeah, that's an excuse. You need to work extra hard if you still want to be here.
Actually, I think I'm the only hard worker here in my department along with Brian.
I have no clue what you're saying, but since you work under me, I will force you to work for the hours you wasted.
Including lunch hours?
Of course. I eat lunch at my desk while doing work, unlike you, who goes out to eat. Why don't you try to be like me? I'm a competent person who gets work done early and leaves work every day right after working hours.
I think I already worked those lunch hours by working overtime. Also, I don't mind you leaving after working hours, but can you at least explain to the other people about the project and whatever editing you did that day instead of yelling at me? I have too much things to do.
It's not enough. Excuse me? When did I yell at you?
You yell at me every day.
I'm just lecturing you.
No, you're targeting me. You just don't like me going home after working hours, right? I know because you assign me work 5 to 10 minutes before I end my shift. I'm doing too much work, so I would appreciate it if you could divide some work to other people in the team, like Brian. He's a hard worker and sometimes helps me with the projects I'm working on.
You got some damn nerve to say something like that, even though you don't work. Brian works hard unlike you, so stop complaining and work, okay? Don't be on your phone.
You texted me first, and I'm just replying to your texts.
Do you want me to fire you?
Why all of a sudden?
Because it seems like you want to argue with me all the time.
I'm talking to you normally, you just think that way. I actually don't have a problem quitting.
You don't need to act tough. I know that you're panicking now. LOL.
I'm not. Now please excuse me, I have work to do. The next day... Hey Brian, sorry for texting you after your shift, but can I ask you for a favor?
Hi, Evan. Sure. What's up?
I don't feel too well lately, so do you think that you could help me with the projects?
Of course. Wait, were you doing everything on your own?
Yeah, because Tom told me to take care of it.
Why didn't you ask me?
I didn't want to bother you, plus I thought that I could do it on my own, but my body is telling me to give up and ask for help.
Hey, don't say that. Let me help you. I don't want you to collapse.
I'm doing my best not to let that happen. Thank you, Brian. You're the only one in the department that I can count on.
Thank you. I appreciate the fact that you trust me. Actually, why doesn't Tom ever help you?
I do ask him, but he says the same thing every time. I'm busy preparing documents for the meeting or meeting with someone from our business partners. This time he says that he's going golfing with the head of one of our business partners.
What? He said that he's going on a golfing trip with a Hooters girl this weekend.
What? Seriously? Wow, he lied to me.
Yeah, he's trash. He makes excuses that he doesn't need to do anything. He even watches YouTube videos which he calls educational videos when it's sports and short clips of movies. He said that by watching those, he can brainstorm how to market the company, but it doesn't have anything to do with our industry.
He doesn't take his job seriously. Hey, but at least he likes you, though. He really hates me, and it's stressful hearing him yell every single day.
OMG, I hear him every day before I leave the company. Sorry for not being able to help you. He has no right to yell at you like that. He doesn't understand that all of the projects are successful because of you.
It's okay. I don't listen to him anyway. Don't worry. He'll face problems someday.
True. It's just a matter of time, LOL. Anyways, let's meet up tomorrow to discuss what I should help you with.
Thank you so much for helping me, Brian. Talk to you tomorrow.
No problem. See you tomorrow. Take a good rest tonight.
A few days later...
Evan, get your ass to work. Where the hell are you? You're late.
What? You didn't hear anything? Were you at the meeting this morning?
No, because I don't need to attend. I just came in now.
I never heard of a boss who doesn't attend a meeting. Anyway, I need to be hospitalized for a week because of my chest pain and severe headaches. I think it's because I've been working too hard. I'm sorry for your inconvenience, but would appreciate your cooperation.
Are you serious?
Yes.
You're taking off from work for a week just for that reason?
This can lead to a heart attack or stroke. It's pretty life-threatening.
You are going to cause a problem for the company again. You're probably lying.
No, I'm not. I'm actually hospitalized right now. I was carried to the hospital yesterday.
That's just an excuse because you don't want to come in for work, right?
Please don't say that. It's not. This is what happens when you work too much. I would appreciate it if you could work things out so our other employees don't have to go through this.
Why would I listen to a person who slacks off during work?
You don't need to be that rude, you know.
Who's going to do your job then?
I asked Brian because I thought it was easier to ask him than you because he's helped me with some of it.
Wow. I feel so bad for Brian because now he needs to take over your work you probably haven't done.
Actually, we're almost done preparing for the 3 projects.
Hey, if you have time to text now, can you come to work? I bet you were grabbing coffee somewhere, so come to the office immediately. Don't leave your work to Brian.
What?
You heard me. You will get fired if you don't come in within 30 minutes.
I just told you that I'm at the hospital now, so I can't go.
Stop lying.
I'm not. I can send you pictures, but I know that you'll just say that I picked up the pics from the internet, so I won't do that. Now, will you excuse me? It's almost time for me to do a few examinations, so I need to go. A few hours later...
You didn't come, so you're fired.
What?
I gave you 30 minutes, but you decided not to show up. It's fine because we don't need someone who doesn't want to work here.
Oh my god, do you ever listen to me? Do you want me to send you screenshots of the conversation we had 30 minutes ago?
You don't need to because it's a waste of time.
You should listen to people because it can be something important, you know?
I do listen to people, but not you. I will get started with your retirement process, so you don't need to come in from tomorrow, okay?
Wait, I didn't submit my resignation letter yet. Plus, you don't even have the authority to fire me.
Yes, I do. I will fire you for lying. About the resignation letter, I wrote it for you.
What? That's illegal.
So, who cares about that? I submitted it and it's already accepted, so you're done. Don't ever come back.
Wow, I don't even have a word to say.
Appreciate me that I did it for you.
Yeah, you know what? Thank you. I wanted to quit anyway.
I bet that you're going to be crying later on, LOL.
I think that you'll be the one who's gonna cry. Are you 100% sure you want me gone?
Yes.
Okay then, I don't care if you face problems later on. Bye. A few days later...
Why aren't you picking up? I've been calling you many times.
What do you want? I'm busy.
Busy? You're probably doing nothing.
Why are you still rude even after I quit?
Come to the office right now. It's an emergency.
What?
You're not fired, so if you come and apologize, I will forgive you and let you work here again.
Is your brain made out of Fruit Loops or something?
Excuse me?
You're the one who fired me. Let me guess, you still can't do anything without me, right?
Yes, so just shut up and come to work. We're in trouble.
Of course you are, because I was in charge of almost all the projects. Brian helped me, but he doesn't fully understand everything. Now, do you realize who you fired?
I didn't expect for this to happen. Why is this happening?
Well, let me see. You made all your coworkers do all the projects without explanation, and while you were watching YouTube videos and shopping online, reported everything as your credit, even though it wasn't, and yelled at people all day, every day, and leave the earliest.
Damn! Shut up! Being a boss is tough and stressful.
You weren't even doing anything. What are you talking about?
Yes, I was. You just didn't know.
Oh, and looks like you had a date with a Hooter girl this weekend when you said that you were gonna go golfing with the company's business partner.
What? Who told you?
I'm not gonna tell you. You not arguing back means that it's true, right?
Hey, shut up and just come back. I know that you're in some kind of trouble because you are not working right now, right? I could go talk to the HR and cancel the resignation.
What trouble?
Money-wise and mental health issue. You probably lost your confidence and feel lonely now, right?
I don't have those problems because I already found a new job.
What? New job?
Yeah, I now work at my friend's company. He originally approached me, but I turned it down because I wanted to challenge myself to work at a big company. But it wasn't what I expected, so I thank you for making me quit the company.
Why did you find a new job without my permission? I never allowed for you to do that.
I don't need your permission because it's my decision. Anyway, I wanted to work somewhere else, so I have nothing to do with you.
Are you seriously not coming back?
Yes, do you not understand what I just said?
We are panicking now. Please. I will apologize from the bottom of my heart. Do you not care about us?
You're just saying that to save yourself, right? I will not accept the apology, and I don't care because I don't have anything to do with you or the company, so deal with it by yourself. I thought you said that you were a competent person.
Please don't say that. If we get into trouble, I will be responsible for everything.
Yeah, and? Are you gonna run away from this? Maybe you should experience this once. Why don't you go and talk to someone else about this? If there is anyone, though.
I asked everyone, but they all said that you're in charge.
Well, sorry, but I'm busy now and I don't have time to read it over or something.
I did, but I don't understand anything.
Proves that you weren't doing anything and didn't bother to check the project beforehand. Looks like you were the one that was at a loss for the company. Bye, scumbag. After the incident, since I had no reason to go back, Tom panicked and didn't know what to do. The project failed and it resulted in financial loss and a bad reputation. The company was furious about this and also found out what he'd actually been doing during his working hours, and the fake resignation letter that he created. The company demanded compensation and fired him, and now he's in debt. He doesn't know what to do and is homeless now, feeling miserable, but since it's his own fault, I don't feel bad for him at all.
Hey Sean, it's Ruby here. I haven't heard from you in a while. I was just wondering what you've been up to lately. I was also curious to know when you're going to meet me next. It's been such a long time. Dad also wants to see you as well. You haven't seen him for a while either, Sean. He really wants to talk to you.
Are you kidding me, Ruby? Why should I have to go over and see you? I shouldn't have to make such an effort all the time. I shouldn't have to come over and take care of anything. All of the nursing stuff is your job.
Did anyone say anything about you taking care of things or anything like that? I never said that, all right? All I'm asking is for you to come and visit us, especially our dad. He hasn't been feeling very well lately. Could you at least call him, Sean? He would love to hear from you. It might make him feel better. He's been so ill and feeling down in the dumps.
Well, tell me when you're not going to be there, and I'll go over and see him. I don't get why he wants to see me so badly. It's not like he's that ill or anything.
Watch your attitude, Sean. Would you please just cut this crap out? I don't need this from you. How could you talk about our father like this? We're his only kids, and you're acting like you don't care about him? You're so insensitive.
Oh, boo-hoo, Ruby. Of course you always go out of your way to say something bad about me. You always have. 10 years have been and gone, haven't they? He's been bedridden for 10 years, hasn't he? I've been waiting so long for him to leave this earth. I've been waiting so long for my inheritance, and I still don't think I'm gonna see it anytime soon. I really didn't think that he'd survive 10 more years. I'm really sick of waiting, you know.
Oh, Sean, how could you say something so horrible? He's our father, for goodness sake. You should be treating him with a little bit more respect. I think this has probably been the worst thing I've heard come out of your mouth. I can't believe you.
I don't really care what you think, Ruby. I'm just speaking the truth. What's so wrong with that? What's so bad about being open and honest with my family? I'm just saying that this has been a long time coming, and I'm still waiting on my inheritance.
Even though you've been more or less forcing me to take care of our sick father for the past 10 years, that is so messed up, Sean. Our father is very ill, and this could be the last time he ever sees you, but you won't even do that for him? Can't you just show our dad a little bit more kindness? He's dying, Sean. He's the only father we've ever had.
How about you both start showing me a bit more kindness before you start critiquing my actions? If he dies soon, then I can be a landowner and be filthy rich. I'll inherit all of our father's land.
You make it sound like it's an easy thing to do. Why? Wow, you really don't care about anyone, do you? Besides, it's been a long time since our father made any money off of being a landowner.
You've really got no idea what I'm talking about, Ruby. The value of land doesn't decrease that easily. That's why our father can live as he pleases. He doesn't have to worry about anything anymore.
He does what he pleases? Are you for real, Sean? He's been bedridden for 10 years. He can hardly move. Do you really think he's doing whatever he wants with the little life he has left?
Even if you're bedridden, you can still earn money and have a really good lifestyle. I guess he might have enough money to dish out to me if he's lying in bed all day.
He's just using the money that he's saved up all these years. He's no longer in a situation where he can have all the luxuries that he once had.
That's why I'm hoping he doesn't hang around any longer. There'll be no money left if he doesn't. My inheritance will completely disappear if he keeps holding on.
Why are you so hung up on getting an inheritance when you won't even see him? You should probably go to Dad about the money if you want it so badly. He's probably got no idea what you're saying to me. Dad's telling you to come over. Please, just do this for him. He just wants to talk to you and see your face. He's not asking for much.
You're making such a big deal of this. It's very annoying. I'll go over to his house if I can. Not making any promises, though.
Yeah, I can tell you're not. Well, I guess you coming over is never going to happen. You're so stubborn and insensitive. Sean, we really need you over here. Please respond to me when you get this message. Dad is really not doing so well right now. He's in critical condition. He might go at any minute. We really need you here. I've got something really important to tell you, so please get over here as fast as you can.
Oh, really? Oh my god, about time, don't you think? It's finally happening!
Huh? What do you mean? What's finally happening? I am so confused as to what you're talking about.
It's almost time, and I've been waiting so long for this to happen. I can't believe the time has come. Finally, I can get on with my life. Well, please let me know when the date and time of the funeral has been decided. I'm going to get in contact with my lawyer right away.
What the heck are you talking about? Did you not read any of my previous messages? You know that Dad's still alive, right? There's no plans of any funerals yet. Don't even think about doing anything with your lawyer.
I did read your messages. Didn't you just say that he's in a critical condition? Surely that means he's going to die soon, right? You've always wanted to be free from having to take care of him, right? Can't we just let him die quickly? Then it'll be all over, and we can move on with our lives. I also want my money. I want it in my hands as quickly as possible.
How dare you say such things to me about our father? I don't care about the money. I care about our dad. Just hurry up and get over here. You know, you're talking so badly about our father. Our real father? How could you be like this?
Look, I've got no interest in having anything to do with him anymore. I don't care what happens to him. Okay, just let me know when he's dead. You can get in contact with me once the funeral plans have been made.
How dare you act like this? Fine, be that way, Sean. You're a terrible and heartless person, and I don't understand how anyone could like you. I'll just take care of Dad by myself, and I'll stay with him right until the end. He deserves to have some kindness from at least one of his kids.
Hey, sis! Well, that was a fun funeral, now wasn't it? I'm sure our father appreciated the send-off.
How could you say such horrible things all the time? I am so sick of your attitude and what you say to me.
Oh, don't be such a hypocrite, Ruby. I bet you're actually happy now that he's gone, so you don't have to look after him, right? You took care of our father, the landowner, for 10 years, and now he's dead. Now you can finally be free of that role, right?
How could you say something about my father who's only just passed away? Haven't you said enough hurtful things? It's supposed to be a sad time, and I am choosing to be sad over the loss I've experienced, unlike a heartless person like you.
Oh, yes, I suppose you can feel however you want. So, I've talked to the lawyer about what's going to happen.
Good for you, Sean. I've actually talked to a lawyer as well. Dad was worried about what would happen to me after he died, so he told me to find a lawyer.
Wow, of course you did what Daddy said. I'm not surprised. You live such a miserable life, don't you, Ruby? Looks like I'm going to inherit all the assets and property that was in my father's name. It looks like you're not getting a single penny of it. Haha! You've taken care of him for so long, and what have you got to show for it? Probably not a lot. Or anything at all, to be honest. Thanks for all your hard work in getting me the inheritance. I'm looking forward to having it.
Huh? I'm confused. What are you talking about, Sean? What do you mean I'm worth nothing?
Did you really have no idea what was going to happen, Ruby? Wow, you really are stupid. It's such a shame that you had to find it all out this way. You cared for our father so much over the last 10 years, but in reality, you meant nothing to our father. He gave you nothing. In the end, I was the cute kid who earned everything.
Well, I'm pretty sure you're wrong, and that's not what's going to happen, Sean.
All your life has all been for a dusty old rag. Caring for our father got you nothing. Doesn't that suck so much? Well, to be honest, I'm rolling around on the floor laughing about it. It's so hilarious. I can't help but laugh and cry at the same time.
I don't get how you'd find this so funny, Sean. What's the old rag supposed to be about? Me cleaning up after our father? Someone had to.
Even though you cared for our father so much, your efforts were all in vain! You ended up with nothing! Did you really think that if you provided him with love and care, that you'd get your hands on my inheritance? Obviously, you misunderstood the entire process! You wasted a lot of your life because you wasted time on a man who wasn't going to give you a single dime! You could have gotten married and had a lot of children during that time. Your life must be such a disappointment. After 10 years of caring for him, you got no inheritance, so you might as well live in rags for the rest of your life. Of course, being the older brother, I'll inherit all the money. But if you hold a grudge about it, you should be mad at our father for choosing me.
You know what, Sean? Go ahead and take the money. It's all yours. Take it all and don't worry about me.
I've got no need to worry about you. I'm sorry, but things were supposed to be this way.
That's fine, Sean. I don't need any of the money from the inheritance. I don't really need it even if I asked you to give it to me.
What are you even talking about? What's gotten you so high and mighty about this? You seriously don't want any of the cash?
Hey, all I'm doing is staying quiet, brother. I'll hand over the entire inheritance over to you, and you can do whatever you want with it. I'm really glad you were able to get what you wanted, Sean.
Also, the beach house by the sea is mine as well. I couldn't forget about that. I've only been there a few times in the past, but it's worth having assets there.
But it's such an old building. What's the point in trying to make money off of it, Sean?
Like I told you before, the value of real estate isn't coming down anytime soon. You really are an idiot when it comes to money and property. But I should expect that of my little sister. You were never as bright as me.
Well, why don't you go to the beach house and check it out? You should see it with your eyes so you can make the right judgment call on it.
That's true. I haven't been there in quite a while. I'll take my girlfriend with me, and we could do a staycation or something. Well, I really can't believe our father has finally died. This is the best thing that has happened to me in such a long time. I'm going to get so much money and have so much land to play around with. It's gonna be great!
You are so horrible, Sean. You're the worst brother on earth, and you're a terrible human being with no remorse. Don't contact me anymore. I've decided to disown you because I don't need someone with your attitude in my family. I don't want to talk to you anymore. What the heck? How did you call me? I thought I cut ties with you. Why are you contacting me?
Look, Ruby, that's not important right now. You need to answer your phone when I call. I need to talk to you. It's an emergency.
I've got nothing to say to you, Sean. I don't want you contacting me, but you obviously didn't get the message.
You know how I told you that my girlfriend and I were going to go to the beach house, right? The only thing that was there on the land it's supposed to be on was a rotting house. It's falling apart. Don't tell me that's the luxury beach house. It's more like a ruin than a house. It's as gross as an old rag. This can't be right, can it?
You really like using that word, rag, don't you? You called me one and now the beach house? You're funny, bro. The ruin you spoke of is the beach house, Sean.
No way. That's not it, is it? It's a piece of crap. There's hardly anything left anymore. It's like something from a horror movie. Did I just pay a huge chunk of tax just to inherit this ruin? Isn't it a ruin? It looks like it might be haunted by ghosts or something. I won't be able to live in this crap hole that I inherited. This is just the worst property I've ever seen.
I suppose it is. Apparently that beach house is known by the locals as the haunted house.
Are you kidding me? They actually call it that? Is it actually a haunted house? Has someone actually seen ghosts inside it?
It's such a shame because it used to be a lovely piece of property in the past. Even in the state it was in back then, it was also called a haunted house. Even if you want to sell it, you couldn't sell it because no one would want to step foot inside.
I can't believe this place is still standing! What is this? Some kind of sick joke? Did you know about the state of this place? I heard it was a luxury beach house with all the bells and whistles. How does it look like this?
What are you even talking about, Sean? There's nothing wrong with it, really. It's just everything but a luxury beach house. It's still an all right house. It just needs a little work, that's all.
Are you delusional or something? There's no way this place can be fixed. This house is not even livable, Ruby. It's literally falling apart. Don't you know that I paid a considerable amount of tax just so I could inherit this place? I can't live in it. and I can't sell it!
But you're the one who wanted the beach house. You told me that yourself. You know, I'm glad that things have turned out the way I wanted them to. I wouldn't have any idea what to do with that house in that state. My wish came true. Why don't you just take care of it?
If I had known that the beach house was in this disgusting state, I wouldn't have wanted it from the inheritance. I should have just taken the inheritance money, and I would have been laughing all the way to the bank.
By the way, what money are you talking about again? I'm just a little bit confused by what you're saying.
Huh? How can you not understand what I'm talking about, Ruby? Man, you're so dumb sometimes. I'm talking about the money from our father's inheritance. Since he owned a lot of land, our father's inheritance must be huge, no? I should have gotten that money. He should have gotten rid of such a useless piece of property when he was still alive.
I've got no idea what you're talking about, Sean, but there's no inheritance money.
Excuse me? What are you talking about? What do you mean there's no money? Of course there's money. He had so much of it.
Did you really not check his accounts or look into what he actually had, Sean? All that was left was the debt he was in. What money are you talking about, Sean? I guess you never really gave up your inheritance. Didn't your lawyer explain all of this to you? I'm surprised they didn't.
Explain what? What's there to explain? I don't understand what you're saying, Ruby. You're not making any sense.
Well, since it's about you, brother, I don't really know if I need to give an explanation since you know yourself so well. You inherited that beach house before even listening to the full story, I guess. You decided to take the property for yourself and just went right ahead with getting it, right? I guess you didn't even know what kind of inheritance you were truly left with, brother?
Okay, so what if I didn't listen to what my lawyer was saying? They were being a pain and talking about too much legal stuff. But what do you mean about Dad being in debt? I never heard anything about that. How did you know?
I just didn't want to tell you because I thought it would be too much drama for you to handle. You also didn't ask about the situation either, did you? I could have told you.
Stop with this nonsense and just explain to me what's going on here. You're really frustrating me right now. Why is the house like it is?
Actually, I was told all about his debt before he passed away. I knew everything.
You knew? You knew all along and never told me? How could you do this to your own brother?
How about you calm down so you can think rationally about this? Even though he owned land, he was bedridden for 10 years and did nothing about it. The real estate came to a standstill. He opened the beach house himself, so it was up to him to manage it. Once he was bedridden, it was no longer possible for him to take care of the place. Of course, it would have been cleaned a few times a year, but then time passed, he got more sick, and he never rented it to anyone, and he didn't sell it either. That's why it's turned into a ruin.
So I guess that's what happens when you leave a property to rot for 10 years. Why didn't you tell me about the beach house?
Ever since you found out that our father needed full-time care, you've been ignoring us. I also ignored it because I didn't want the place forced upon me, okay? That's why I didn't tell you about it, and also, you never came by to visit, so it was never talked about.
I could have done something about it if you'd at least told me what was going on with the property.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I can't believe that my brother would care about some property that much.
But you knew that it was going to be mine someday since Dad was the one who owned the beach house. Of course I would take that seriously and do something about it. You could have told me.
Well, is there really any more point in talking about this now, Sean? Nothing's gonna change. Besides, it's going to be so difficult trying to maintain it. The property tax is probably pretty high. Everything up until now is turned around, and not for the better. He used various services, such as accountants. Some properties just fail, and then the person ends up in a lot of debt, like our father. After that, it's just a snowball effect, and the debt just kept growing bigger and bigger.
Are you kidding me? The debt's just going to keep on increasing, even though our dad isn't around anymore?
Of course, no one's trying to pay it off, so interest keeps getting put onto it. You know that this inheritance was not forced upon you. We tried to call you and talk to you before Dad passed away. I got in contact with you so many times, Sean, but you never returned my calls or even tried to visit.
What a cruel thing to say! You're just trying to get back at me for what I said about Dad!
And so I should, because you said so many terrible things. You basically estranged yourself from us. Dad didn't want things to be like this. So I started the procedure of abandoning the inheritance so I could avoid it. I called because I wanted to explain all of this to you. Our dad just wanted us to get along and be happy. He didn't want to leave us with the debt, but it was too big to handle. You were never good at listening to other people. I wanted to explain everything properly, but you never made the effort to come over.
Well, it's because I never thought that you wanted to say something so important. I thought you were just making small talk. Why didn't you say something to me? This is your responsibility now!
It's more your own fault, Sean. You're being so stupid right now. You got greedy and you just wanted to get your hands on some money.
How dare you talk to me like that? How is it not your responsibility? You didn't communicate with me properly!
Oh my god, this is getting too much. I can't deal with your crap anymore, Sean. Dad also gave a message to his lawyer. You were the one who decided to inherit everything without discussing it with Dad first, right? He told the lawyer how disappointed in you he was. I don't even know what else to say to you anymore. This has been your own doing, Sean. Live with it.
How could you do this to me? How is this even possible? I never imagined something like this happening when Dad died. I was supposed to inherit everything from our father and be happy and rich. And now this is what happens when I show up to a rundown place with my longtime girlfriend? It's not fair! Do you know how embarrassed I was to see that house standing there in ruins?
I have no idea, Sean, but I'm sure it must have been so hard for you to handle. What's happened to you has got nothing to do with me. I don't really give a crap what happens to you anymore, Sean. It's only natural for me to feel like this after the way our father and I have been treated, right?
But I'm your brother, Ruby! You can't just leave me to deal with this mess on my own! You also need to take responsibility for the debt and this beach house!
Like I've already said, I'm cutting ties with you. I don't want a horrible person like you being a part of my family anymore. I don't want to be involved with your life. Surely that young girlfriend of yours must have guessed what you're like by now, right? Now you're just a scumbag who's rolling in a lot of debt. You're not a part of this family anymore, Sean.
Okay, so you can say whatever you want, but I can't? What the heck, Ruby? How can you treat me like this? Stop making fun of me!
You treated me like crap before, so why can't I do it now? Isn't it true, though? You're in so much debt now. Dad and I tried to advise you, but you chose to ignore us. You even ignored your own lawyer. How stupid is that? I wasn't the one who didn't listen and ignored the people around me. As a result of your ignorance, you inherited all of our father's debts. And you even inherited that haunted beach house since you paid so much tax on it. It's so lame that I couldn't tell you anything.
Shut up, Ruby! You're just so happy because you didn't open your big fat mouth! You got away with not having to inherit his debts!
You would have taken it all without our permission before I could tell you the truth anyway, Sean.
Then why didn't you just say there was absolutely no money and that Dad was in the rag?
Well, it's because I never needed any money in the first place. No matter what, you wouldn't have listened to me.
That can't be true! Everyone wants money since we needed to live a nice life! Especially now that you're a middle-aged single woman! There's no way that you don't want money when you're probably so unhappy with your life!
Stop making things up. You know nothing about my life. I'm actually married to Dad's lawyer, so no, I'm not single, Sean.
What? Really? Since when have you been married? I had no idea that this happened!
I wanted to get married while Dad was still alive, as it would give him a bit of peace of mind. We'd been dating for a while, but then we decided to get married. But at least Dad gave me a property that's worth something.
Huh? What are you talking about? What could he have possibly given you if he was in so much debt?
He gave me an actual property, not a ruin. He renovated it at his own expense and rented it out. I'm now living there, comfortable and paying rent.
Are you kidding me? You've been hiding this the entire time? Are you for real? That property should be mine!
Why don't you renovate that ruin you own yourself? Maybe you could make some money off of it if it looks good enough. But since you've got all that debt to pay off, maybe it might be impossible to do that. Well, I guess I should wish you luck on your ventures.
Renovate the beach house? But it's completely in ruins! You can't be serious!
I honestly don't care what you do anymore, Sean. You're on your own. I wonder which one of us will be living a life in rags from now on. In the end, Ruby abandoned her brother Sean and cut ties with him. It seems like she's living a peaceful life without him bothering her. Meanwhile, Sean's been forced to live in an abandoned beach house. He was deep in debt and his girlfriend dumped him. It seems like the land was taken by a debt collector until Sean could somehow get the money to pay off the debt. Unfortunately for him, the debt still remains as he struggles to make repayments. Greedy people like Sean will almost always end up in a worse position because they're too blind to see any faults. Let's hope he can learn a little bit from his mistakes and be more considerate towards other people. Maybe his personality might improve, but we all know that it's likely impossible. I hear that your fiancé wants to get married to me now? Sorry that you had to get caught up between all of our love. But now you can see that you have no place by his side anymore and that it is reserved only for me, right? You really are the worst. This is all it's just unbelievable. Tomorrow we had plans to have our wedding with all our family and friends invited to it. Why would you do something like this? Don't you feel sorry for me, your longtime friend? No, I don't. And I was only able to do this because Alan no longer wants to get married to you anymore. I heard that he really thought of you as a good girlfriend this whole time and all, but wanted someone else to be his wife. Something about how you're not interesting enough to keep around forever. That's why in the end he's going to be with me over you, and I will become the one who shares his last name. This kind of timing, though, you guys had to have done more with one another before today, right? He and I did so much together, all in order to get this wedding put together. Why would he do that if he knew he never wanted to marry me? I'm sure he just chose this kind of timing in order to make it clear to you that he doesn't want you anymore. This was all his plan, after all. He told me he dreamed of doing something like this one day. What the heck? By the way, what part have you been playing in all of this? Are you saying that you just let me think that he was going to marry me when you knew something else was going on? I thought you were my friend this whole time. What? You're asking me what part I've been playing? Oh, don't make me laugh. I was having a blast watching you fall deeply in love with Alan without ever knowing his true intentions. I have been looking forward to this day for a while now. So this whole time that I've been dating Alan, working with Alan, making plans with Alan, you've stood by my side laughing at me behind my back? Yeah, that's absolutely right. You went and helped out Alan's job a lot, and because of that, he's now on track to making it big in this world. He has all kinds of accomplishments now, and soon he'll have all kinds of money flowing in for me to use. And when that company comes from his papa later on, oh boy, will I be able to do whatever the hell I want. Thank you so much for working your butt off like that in order to make our lives better. Now I'll finally be able to take my place as his wife and live freely with all his money. No frickin' way. Hey, tell me something. On those days that Alan was coming home late from work and would have to go on those short business trips, was he with you during those days? Were you both going out on dates and such and sleeping together? We sure are. You are 100% correct, actually. In order to meet with me, he'd set aside some time by lying to you about being at work still or having to leave town for a bit. And while he was out having fun with me in a physical way, you'd still be working your butt off in order to push him ahead. You know, I said thank you to him for tricking you into doing all of that for us while he was still on me. You're such a sad soul. I see. So I've been getting played by the both of you this whole time then. Oh, don't worry about it, okay? You still have a place to sleep today and tomorrow, all right? For both days, in order to have a place to stay, we got you a VIP suite in this hotel. Consider that the very least we could do in order to say thanks to you. We got this massive room together for you where you can relax and think about what you'll do next with yourself. So please, go and forget all these terrible memories from today and have as much fun as a single loser like yourself can have there. What the actual heck? You're just talking about the room that he and I had planned on staying in after our wedding tomorrow. It's the same room I'm going to be heading to right now. Bingo! And now you can stay there all by yourself. He and I will be getting a different place to stay now, so you won't have to worry about us. Oh, and if you feel like it's too big for you to enjoy on your own, there's a bar downstairs where I'm sure you can pick up a desperate man. You are such a jerk, Mila.
Now that you've heard everything from her, I can say that I am making Mila my wife now. You can go ahead and forget about me now and go find a happy life of your own.
Alan, after all you've done with me, this is the way you wanted to end things? By taking the hand of my best friend behind my back?
There was no other choice, all right? Mila happens to be both sexy and cute. When she came to me flirting, there was no way a man like myself could turn her away. You're pretty good looking yourself, but I mean, you have no personality at all, and that sucks.
What? What do you mean by that?
Perhaps I should be saying you're too good of a kid. You do all your chores perfectly, and all of your cooking is the best. In bed, you're very quiet and reserved, but to a man, that is just boring. After being with you for a bit, I got tired of the same old from you. Understand?
So that's how you've always thought of me? But if that was the case, then why didn't you leave me sooner? Why would you choose now to show me your true feelings?
She was asking me to make this breakup leave lasting memories for you. So when you think about it that way, this was the best timing to leave you with some wild memories, right? That's why this worked out perfectly for both her and I. And when it comes to her, we've already met one another's family and are totally ready to get married. I know I made up some lies in order to not meet with your family at all, and this is the reason why. So, there you go.
No way, Alan. How could you do something so...
Thinking of something like this is just like her, right? And now that you're aware of things, go ahead and enjoy that VIP suite all by yourself. Tomorrow, her and I will be taking over the wedding plans and having one of our own. Let's all have a freaking blast then!
For some reason, you were completely screwed in the head, Alan. I overlooked that, I guess. But now it doesn't matter to me anymore. I'm going to do as I please, just like you've asked me to. This dress that I have on for the wedding today looks so freaking good on my slim-waisted body. Originally, you would be the one wearing this dress today, right? Sorry for stealing your husband, who just so happens to be the son of a CEO, away from you the day before your wedding. His papa's going to be paying $300,000 for this wedding, so even a loser like you should come here and see it. I want you to see what an all-natural and sexy woman looks like in this dress. Oh, so you haven't had a look at the news yet? What? What was on the news? Does anything that was on there have to do with what I'm talking about now? Oh, well, if you don't think anything on the news has to do with your wedding today, then so be it. Please, go ahead with that affluent wedding you've put together today. Huh? What's going on here? Are you going to be a sore loser about this now? Please, come out to the wedding today so you can view what a real woman looks like in this wedding dress. I've really enjoyed staying in this VIP suite you guys prepared for me and had a wonderful breakfast while thinking some things over. But I don't think I'm going to stay another night here, so I'm heading home. Once I have everything together, I'll give you a shout. What? So you're not coming to the wedding then? I know you're playing tough right now, but I can tell how much you've been crying. You poor thing. I'll make sure to send you the pictures from today's wedding later, especially those of my perfect body in this little tight dress. Please look forward to them, okay? Sure, I will. I'm really looking forward to hearing your sob story later on as well when the time comes. Did you know about all of this? What the hell is going on here? Answer your phone right now. Things aren't as bad as you probably think they are right now, so calm down. I don't have the ability to see the future myself, but I know that things aren't going to end with you dying or anything like that soon. And as for the company, I'm not really sure what's going to be happening with it now, after, you know. And you couldn't have expected me to know that the CEO was both embezzling and evading his taxes that whole time, right? That's the thing, though. You had to have known. What the hell is going to happen now because of that? I finally took a look at the news, like you said. There's been this massive scandal that just got uncovered at the company? Right. I was just as shocked as you are now when I saw that. When I was having breakfast this morning in the room, I saw that story come on the news and I lost my appetite. All I could think about was how this would play a major problem in your guys' marriage. Does this mean that $300,000 wedding you're supposed to have now just vanished? You're lying, right? We already had the wedding and are now preparing for the after party. I started to call Alan's papa about this to see what was going on, but he never answered me and his voicemail box is full. And right now, as I'm texting you, I can hear people murmuring about how something bad has happened. I'm so sorry for what you've been dragged into. Really sucks, doesn't it? You finally got your chance to marry the son of a very wealthy CEO, yet that company is close to falling apart, so there wasn't really any meaning to marrying him after all. But you're his wife now, right? Which means as his wife, you're going to have to be there to support both him and his parents. Good luck to the both of you as a newlywed couple. There is no way this can be happening. You knew all about this before today. Like I was saying, I can't see into the future. Therefore, I had no idea this was going to be happening today. How would I have known? You were the ones who wanted to get married, right? I was never a part of the plan in Alan's world, so it's up to you now to try and survive. Good luck!
Sarah, have you been doing all right? I just wanted to say, this has to do with what's been happening to us here. You know what I'm talking about, right? Right now I'm mentally destroyed by what's happened. To think that my father would be someone who'd do that.
Are you just wanting to text me now to talk about how you're feeling? I don't care about you at all, so...
Don't say something as heartless as that, Sarah. I've been thinking about you a lot now. I think that I need to get back together with you now. I want to get back together with you. I can finally see that I've needed you by my side this whole time.
Congratulations on that realization. But I realized I never needed someone like you by mine, so could you stop talking to me for the rest of time now? I don't like the fact that you're only coming back to me now after realizing your situation has gone crappy.
Don't say things like that. You had always been there to help me out, right?
And that was because back then I really believed that you had loved me and wanted to spend the rest of your life with me. But you ended up choosing Mila over me, right? Which means I no longer want anything to do with you now.
Stop holding that kind of a grudge against me. I'm telling you now that you're the one for me and always have been, right? Shouldn't you want to just come back and be at my side again? I honestly still do love you and want to make you my wife.
I really freaking hate idiots like you who think they can just change how they feel about people on the dot. I already found you a dang disgrace by going out with one of my best friends behind my back, but now this crap? Cut it out thinking that you mean anything to me right now at all.
It couldn't be helped though, right? She's such a sexy woman that it was hard to look away from her. It's not my fault that you're not very fun to be with, so how about you take some of the blame for it?
If that's how you thought of me, then you should have left me when you found her and never bothered with me again, right? Why did you think it was okay to cheat on me with her and get away with it?
Because you were always there to help out with my job in all kinds of ways. I would never have to say anything because you'd always have food ready for me right when I felt hungry, and you'd always have the bath ready for me when I came home. But when I had to start living with her, I realized that not all women can do the things you could. She's useless.
Well, that's how that girl always seemed to me. She hates doing things like chores and would always tell me about how she'd have others do them for her.
The only thing worthwhile about her is her looks and nothing else. She hasn't even tried coming around to help me with my work any.
I think most people don't want to help others with their work unless there is something in it for them.
Then why were you always helping me out with mine?
That's because as your lover, I wanted to see you succeed in life. I knew that you were already trying your best to achieve your goals and that you wanted to get to the top as fast as you could. That, Alan, made me want to help you and get you to live those dreams.
So you thought about my work and me that way? I'll do my best again, all right? I will never let you run away from me again. I'll put all my effort back into work and make it to the top like you wanted to see me do. So would you please come back to me?
I have no reason to accept that blood-covered invitation from you. I am over you now and will never be coming back. Also, the way you handled things was just screwed up. You went and came out about how you had been cheating on me with another woman, my friend, the day before our wedding. And you both sat there enjoying the pain that I was in, stating that it was all a part of her plan that you just went along with. I am not some weak woman who would want to go back to an abuser like you. What you did to me really opened my eyes to the kind of trash you both are. Being in that VIP suite helped me settle down and look forward towards my own future.
What the heck? Why won't you come back? You were so in love with me before and should be at my door right now.
That's because back then I trusted that you loved me as much as I loved you. But in reality, that couldn't have been farther from the truth. I never thought that the man I wanted to make my husband would be the kind of disgusting filth that puts his hands on his fiancé's friend behind her back and later tells her about it right before their big day.
I'm sorry. I'm apologizing for that now, so...
I don't need your empty apologies anymore. What I want is a settlement paid off by the both of you. You'll make sure to pay me every penny that I'm owed, right?
What? Wait, I can't pay you a settlement. Did you not hear about what happened from Mila? The wedding cost close to $300,000, and my father's company is going to collapse now after the news. If we both have to pay you a settlement after both of those things...
I didn't hear about any of that from her, but that's what I assumed was going to happen. But those two things have nothing to do with me and the settlements I'm asking for. I want you both to pay me for the damages you've caused. That's all I ask. And if it takes time for you to do so, then so be it.
You can't do that to us. Hold on a second. This is the whole reason why I want you to come back to me now. So please, don't talk about some settlement.
I have no plans of ever going back to you again. Now that you're 110% aware of that, or at least should be, don't ever come wanting to talk to me again. I'm getting myself a lawyer, and you'll have to talk with them before speaking to me. So when you have more you'd like to say, tell them and they'll relay that message to me. Please and thank you. Mila? What did you think you were doing, coming at me like that? You said you wanted to come and apologize to me in person for what you'd done. But when I came to see you, you made an attempt at pushing me down those stairs, yet ended up falling down them yourself instead. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I don't have any words left to say to you now after almost being harmed by you. Shut the hell up. Why did you come out unharmed? Why did this have to happen to me? You've always been horrible at things like sports, so that attempt you made on me was sad to watch. Don't you remember how I was always playing sports back in the day and have been very good at all of them? When you came at me trying to trip and send me down those stairs, all I had to do was step aside from your lethargic movements and watch you tumble. I didn't think it would happen so quickly, though. Must have been those huge-ass heels you were in that caused you to trip. And don't you feel bad for me now after that happened? I had to sit by and watch as the company Alan should be taking over soon falls apart. And as his papa, who has all that money, gets taken to court case after court case paying off all those fines he received. And we've been told to pay off that whole $300,000 wedding by ourselves. We're already having to go through all of this torture, yet you're coming in now asking us to pay you some settlements? Who the hell do you think you are? I have the right to those settlements. Think about what you and Alan did to me. You both were having an affair behind my back, and the day before our wedding, you guys came out about the fact that you were stealing him from me, right? You then started talking crap about me, thinking you'd won, and even took that rental dress I had and wore it in the wedding. I like to think the reason you're going through hell right now is because of that god-awful behavior of yours. Yet now you're crying about the fact that I'm asking for settlement money from the both of you? And were willing to try and kill me at those stairs because of it? If anything, I should be the one pushing you down a flight of stairs for having stolen your best friend's fiancé. I had no other choice, all right? He was the one that chose me. He just chose to have me and toss you aside is all. Not my fault that you weren't good enough to keep him around. By the way, you are aware, right? Alan realized that he should have me by his side and has been begging me to come back to him, right? What? What do you mean by that? Oh, so then you haven't been aware of this then. I feel so bad for you now, but this has been the kind of man Alan's always been. I'm sure you'll be in a lot more trouble, though, because of him, since you both only just got married to one another. Wait a sec, what are you talking about? Are you being serious right now? Well, of course I'm being serious about this. I wouldn't be lying to you about him now when neither of you mean anything to me besides your money. That asshole! Is he really stabbing me in the back now? I mean, that's the kind of man you were wanting him to be, right? He did just what you wanted and completely threw his fiancée away just to have himself a new woman that he could marry. And the fruits of that labor are this. All he really is a man with a bit of family money and a company he was supposed to be getting. He knew that himself, so when a woman better looking than me came along that flirted with him, he had no control over his feelings that told him to jump to you. And that made him forget just how ugly he really is and why this all hurts much more for him now. No way. So then, he was never into me because he really loved me? He's the kind of spineless man that gets all worked up over any woman that shows him some attention. And when he noticed that you had such a good face and body, he saw himself as lucky. But when it comes to something like marriage, you both are definitely not meant for one another, because he is just as selfish as you are. What? What are you trying to say here? He likes someone who will flirt and praise him all the time, cook for him all the time, do the chores for him all the time, and do his work for him all the time. He wants someone that will do all of those things for him while looking good. But with you being just as selfish as him, that was never going to work out. Even I could never be selfless enough to work with him, though, when married, and I've now learned that. The only reason I was able to do everything for him while dating is because I loved him. However, you don't have the same strength that I do. I can't do things like housework for him, and I don't want him bringing things like work home with him. Normally, he's not that great of an employee, but when he had me around, I was able to get him to focus on his work and succeed. But how are things now with him now that I'm gone? He's not doing so well at that company anymore, right? That's right. So everything he'd achieved was all because of you? In other words, the man that I fell in love with was the man you had made? And when you vanished from underneath him, the man I loved became no more. Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm sure your attempt on my life was you trying to threaten me into not asking for a settlement from you guys, but now it's only going to muddy your path even further. There were witnesses to what you did, and you can be labeled as a criminal now. Which means I'm definitely not going to take back any settlements. I have the police on the way right now, so be ready for that fun mess. Wait! Don't tell me you've actually called the police on me. That would be insane of you to do that to your friend. It was just a small threat is all. Hey, can we please talk about this in person one more time? You're not going to get me to stop asking for this settlement from you, Mila. And when I came to talk with you about it today, you tried to push me down those stairs, right? Now there is no chance of me forgiving either one of you for what you've done. I'm going to send you both down to the gates of hell, where you can sit and wait for whatever horrible fate awaits you. From there, I made sure to have the police come and get Mila, and from there, she was taken away in an ambulance to the hospital for treatment. I talked with the police for a little bit and told them my story, along with the few witnesses that saw what happened, before going home to my parents' house to relax and forget about everything. On her way to the hospital, Mila called Alan while in the ambulance, handcuffed to the stretcher, asking him if it was true that he wanted me back and thought of her as useless, and when he told her the truth, she broke down in tears. She became so upset before getting to the hospital that she wouldn't stop thrashing around on her stretcher, and one of the EMTs had to give her a sedative to calm her down a bit. After being treated at the hospital for injuries ranging from a broken ankle to a couple of broken ribs, Mila was then taken into custody by the police and taken to the police station for questioning. There they learned of her true intentions for trying to push me down those stairs and would have her stay in the county jail overnight as she couldn't really do much with the pain she was in anyway. The next day she was charged with attempted murder and assault and would be sentenced to 5 years in prison, as well as 5 more years of parole. When it comes to what happened with Alan, he came to me on his hands and knees, begging for me to go back to him. He also came with the money I had asked for in the settlement and paid it off right then and there. He then went and brought up the fact that his wife was no longer around anymore, having been taken away, and needed someone to come home with him and care for his needs. But of course I wasn't going to ever be doing that, and I told him I was cutting ties, and that he should never come looking for me again unless he wanted to end up like Mila. He would continue to bug me for a few more days over text, and when I had finally had enough enjoyment reading all of his sob stories, I blocked him and deleted his contact info. I want for the both of those bastards to learn what all they did wrong here and have to regret everything they've done while living in suffering for the rest of their lives. Seriously, I do not care about what happens to either of those two and will never be thinking about them again.